Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic that I have for us this week, I'd like to quickly say if you'd like to know one or two things about this community, Life for Living Well, or you would like to know the books that we emphasize or the people in the community have read and the book have helped them tremendously in working with themselves, you can also find it out on the community website, which is www.lifeforlivingwell.com. So if you write everything together, lifeforlivingwell.com, you'll be able to get more information about this community, and we'll be so happy to welcoming you as part of the community. If you regularly listen to the podcast or you're reading the article on the community website, so all you need to do is sign up with your email, and you will often get a notification every time we publish a new article on the platform. And let's get dive into it. So the topic I have this week is what I call this is when it matters. I know the topic sounds a little bit but by the time you take your time to follow through this podcast, you'll be able to see why this topic is important. Even right now, it's even more important today than it is in any previous time. So, and as we normally do, we take some inspirational word and then we build around it. So this day I'm taking from a Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So you can see how it's relating to the topic that we're trying to look at. So, and the topic once again is what I call this is when it matters. So, what did I mean by this particular topic? What the message I'm trying to unravel, and how those message may help you in the coming year in 2025, and how it can also help you to reflect how 2024 is explore in your life, in your experience. So let's dive into it. So one of the benefits of reflecting on the year as draws to a close. So as 2024 is drawing to the close, there's a benefit of try to reflecting on it. And it's even harder for us if we don't have any written agenda, goal, or intention for that for this year. How do we measure how the whole year come out, and what can we do to do better in 2025? So it helps us when we're able to reflecting about the things that we intend to do and how do we go about it. So evaluating how far you have come. So this is how it can help us to gauge against a certain goals. So the fact that we often don't talk about or prioritize such reflection might be why you are unable to measure your progress or truly feel it. And it's always surprised me when I meet someone and they have things that they wanted to do in their mind, in their head. And at the end of the year, you ask them, what are your intentions for this year? How do you think you've done against those intentions? It's so difficult to measure because things that you didn't written down, things that you didn't hold yourself accountable for it, it's very difficult to driving or pushing yourself to make it happen. So we have a tendency to procrastinate and take each other for granted. So this is more common in a relationship with other people, with our spouse, with our family, with our children. even with our colleagues at work, even the people that we meet casually. So we tend to say, I will reach out tomorrow, I will check on that next day. But we never do because we're being bombarded with other things that are going on in our life. So perhaps this podcast is meant to slow you down and encourage you to reflect on things or people in your life as the year comes to an end. And as the title of this message, and this is when it matters. It matters when you take the action right now. So the question is, what are the things in your life that require your time and focus right now, but you have pushed aside for the future? What are the things that you prioritize above the things that you need most? Do you think you need a connection more, but you push it aside because you focus on getting what you want above what you need? And what is enough? Are we just chasing because the world tells us to chase? Are we just competing because we see a stranger that we don't even know their middle name doing great stuff because of what they show on social media? And that's exactly what we want, without thinking how this help me. So I recall a touching story about a couple. Why he prioritizes career and ambitions. Every evening, his wife invited him to take a stroll through town. And this particular man, he often turned her down, promising that they will do it tomorrow. So one day, he was involved in a road accident that left him incapacitated. He was filled with regret, unable to hold his wife's hand, unable to walk. He was sad. He was unhappy. He was full of fear and anxiety of the future. So his pain came from losing access to what truly mattered most to him. What he truly wants is to walk in the evening with his wife, is to do things together with the person that he really cares about. But he focused so much in acquire things to the point that he sacrificed what he wants, what he needs most. He wants the connection, he wants a deeper relationship, but he's sacrificing it by procrastinating about it, that I will do that when this happens. When I acquire this, that's when I will do it. I don't want us to be or get into this level before we're able to look back. Now, imagine you were born in 16th century in Europe, where parenting practices were harsh and would be considered unacceptable today. Imagine you are not able to breastfeed your baby and your mother breastfeeding your baby and pass that baby to another person in the village or town to breastfeeding that baby for you. Imagine that a child never have a connection for the first 6 years of their life with their parent, but spend the time with the nannies and the people that brought the child back on the child get to the teenage or adult life where he can have a conversation with his parent or a parent. So today it will be very unacceptable. Think of the damage such approaches might have caused to the children raised under them. So if you have a child in your life, but you hardly don't remember when you spend 30 minutes with them, you don't really have the opportunity to watch them when they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, play with the toy and absorb with the intricacy of their toys and the smile that come from doing something that I haven't thought of done before. You mix that. Did you ever see when they play with your pet at home, how they interacting with those pets? Does it remind you or reflecting about your own childhood? Or you only just focus on putting the bread where they sleep, warm, which is necessary, and you focus that if you can just provide that, that's enough. Or your friend that you've not had for a long time, have you take a step to just drop a message and check their well-being? If you're always waiting on others to do the right thing, they might not be able to do it. But if you have done the right thing for yourself, you may be able to influence them. So the same principle applies to your own goals. Starting a saving plans, investing, and thinking and taking the right action against your future. If your desire is to have a financial security or you wanted to live comfortable, you might not be interested to be a millionaire. You might be interested to create a source or work on a source, whether through your pension, through the investment, through the business, to be able to take care of you where you cannot walk again. Because that time will come one day that you will not be able to walk, but the work you've done now, the diligence that you took now, will become a benefit for you in the long run. So, whereas being a millionaire might not be the thing that you focus on, maybe financial security, comfort, the lifestyle that you enjoy now, ability to travel, ability to feed yourself, ability to pay your bills, it might be what you want in the next 20, 30 years' time. So the question you ask yourself, what can I do today that can make that life happen for me? And if you don't really know, there's so many apps. You can seek and pay for the service of financial planner. They can sit down with you and they can take you through it. And things that look complex to you now, they will make it more simple and easier for you to follow a agreed plan that can help you. So what about building a new habit? One of the challenges that people face when building a new habit is to want to do too many things at the same time. You wanted to do 2 or 3 habits at the same time. That's going to be difficult. It's not going to hold the water. Why can't you just focus on one habit and work and improve it continuously? I am a great fan of breaking things down to the smallest of the smallest. And then I'm so glad when I see those little small steps becoming smashing them, and always thought that they become whole. But the people say the whole picture, but they didn't see the process that took to create the outcome that the people admire. So having an habit, a good habit for the coming year is a good thing, because it's your habit that will shape you and that will create the result that you want. So if you're kind of person that you didn't make a physical exercise a priority for this year, why can't you consider things that you can do for the coming year? Because it's not only just good for you, it's good for everything that you touch. It's good for helping you refresh your memory, able you to retain information longer than you currently do, helping you to contribute to a well-being, your physical and emotional well-being. It also increases your confidence. You say one habit that you took can cascade into so many benefits that you didn't notice. You could have just focused on, I want to be more agile. but be embracing the physical activities into your life. Either you love dancing, either you like go walking, either you love running, whatever thing that you really like to do is something that you have to put intensity, intention, and make it that this is when it matters to do it. You cannot procrastinate about it. You cannot even wait to 2025 before you start it. If you are not doing it now, start it right now as you listen to me. So, again, I re-emphasizes about the Chinese proverb that says that it talk about the importance of acting now. So, and it's very useful proverb if you think about it. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, because that tree will have so established with so many branches and roots. And the second best time is now. So it's better to start late than start that having no chance to start at all. You might end up creating things that you yourself didn't believe that can happen for you to do. So what are the things you could start today but keep postponing, using excuses about waiting for the right time? Often the first step, a phone call or a simple smile to a total stranger. You want to be more confident, interacting with new setting, new environment. It starts with feeling good about yourself and have the courage to give a smile to a stranger without expecting anything in return. So might be all it takes to break the deadlock. So I find it intriguing how, despite my body resisting the idea of going for a run because of the comfort of home, especially in winter time, especially when the weather is a little bit wet, I wanted to do indoor exercise by do some kind of stretching indoor. But often I do the opposite by pushing myself to take that step, often lead to best decision of the day, because the feelings, the energy to complete what I wanted to do. And this happened many times, even when I'm preparing material for the podcast. I really don't feel the passion to write, but the moment I took my pen and I write a few sentences, I noticed that I couldn't stop it, and everything just flowed. And then do the research, it become more easier to get some material to support the topic that I'm presenting. And this is what I said, that in many cases it's actually more better when we are intentional about our action rather than waiting for inspiration or passion to make it happen. Because some days you will not have the passion for it. Some days the inspiration will be lacking. But if you have intention, you probably have more chance to get it done, to make it happen. So as a writer, if you depend solely on inspiration and motivation to complete your project, you may never finish them. And this is a fact. And if you have a chance to query people that written so many books, they will say the same thing. So having clear intentions and applying consistent effort behind your goals might be just what you need to able to accomplish more in the coming weeks and year. So it's a challenge to you as I'm drawing this message to the end, and I hope this message helps someone. So this is when it matters, when you put on your walking shoe or jogging shoe, and when you make that call that your friend that you all wanted to call but you procrastinate when to do it, and the days and numbers are putting more gap between your connection. So distribute that leaflet for your new business idea. You not just have the ideas in your head, you have printed the leaflet, you have done the business card, you have clipped them together. So what's stopping you to start going into different offices and put those flyers by yourself in your spare time and see what happens? Because when our heart desire are so strong and we take the right action, the universe will conspire to help us. Evidence have shown this so many times, and people call it luck. But if you notice those who attract more luck, these are the people that create more action, take more actions, do more things, meet more people, increase their network, not the net worth. So because when your network is so powerful, you will forget about your net worth because it will create tremendously unlimited multiple sources for you in favor, in blessing, in richness. So fill out that job application that you see online and you really think you have something to bring on the table. You don't wait until the job is expired. So what truly matters is living and taking action to do what you must do. So I hope this message helps someone. Like I said, if you'd like to get involved in this community, please sign up with your email on the website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. And if you like what we do, you like this message that inspire you, please, you can also Google it on the YouTube channel or search for our channel on the YouTube channel at Life for Living Well. And please like it, share it, and subscribe to it. That's how we grow the community for 2025. My goals and the team is to reach more people and hoping that this message motivates you, inspire you, and helping you to get whatever else you want to make happen to you. So I hope this message helps someone. Until we meet again, have a wonderful 2025 beginning and have a wonderful end of 2024. And please be safe, have fun, have a wonderful time. Ciao.